Okay, it's been about 10 minutes now, and now I've got fresh water. I got a 5-gallon bucket here, and this is just an old paint can, and after we use the paint, we clean this out, and you can use it for a bucket. Okay? We use this all the time. Now I just filled it up about halfway. You don't need to fill it up all the way, then it gets too heavy. I've got just a sponge here. You can get a bigger sponge. We didn't have any here, so this is what I'm going to use. I'm just going to wipe this off and just rinse it out as you go. And if you have a sponge mop, you can do it with that too, but you know what? Don't have a sponge mop either, because the cleaner, she brings it out here. Okay? So I should have looked. There's a tip for you. Look and make sure you're ready for your project. I knew I needed to go to the store and get some little cleaning brushes, and I did that, but I forgot all about the sponge. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing that over here, and this is just going to get some of the excess up for now. Got my little knee pad here. I always got a knee pad of some sort, just a little garden pad. If you don't have one of those, you could use carpet knee pad things that you attach onto your knees. I don't like using those because then they get you after a while on the back side of your knee. You know, so I prefer the garden pad. You've seen that many times. If you watch Joe very often, you'll see that I use one of these pads for my knees. It's just something that I got used to doing. Okay, so I'm gonna basically get most of the stuff off first, and then I'm gonna wipe this down really quick. I've got just a couple rags here. And if you're just working on small areas, you know, this will work fine. Now my knee pad is wet on the back, so I can flip it around. I don't mind if my knees get a little wet. I don't want to start slipping around, you know. So far, so good. But I'm not done with this floor just yet. You ready for the next little step I do? We're going to look at the joints now and see how we did. I'm looking at the seams, and they don't look perfectly clean like I want them to. And that's where your little wire brushes are going to come into play. Get a little wire brush. Now I can just kind of work it over here. That first bit is because this wire brush is brand spanking new. Okay? But because the simple green is still in there working, you can kind of do that on there wherever you think it's needed. And then you can let that set for a while. Or you can rub it on there like that and then clean it off right away and then see how it looks. Let's see my next bit. Before I rinse everything, I think what I'll do is I'll go by with the metal brush first. You know, before I wipe everything off. In fact, let me show you just quickly what I'm referring to. Okay, this area here, I didn't wipe that off yet because I started back behind me. Okay? But before I wipe this off, what I can do is now I take my wire brush, and if you got one that's square like that, you're going to want to put it at an angle, you know, on an edge that way or this way, so you can get right in there. And then you can do that. Got the little small one like this, that's wire, fine wire brush there. Okay, and use that. Now I can rinse everything off. Rightio. That way I don't have to do it twice. Wasn't quite sure how one application was going to do with just the plastic brush. If you don't have any wire brushes, you might think, I'll just let the simple green set on there a little bit longer. And you could do that too, and then go back on there with your plastic brush. Now the main thing you want to do is get everything nice and even on cleaning. When you get all done, your whole floor looks the same. Okay? So there's no real trick to it. It's just a few simple steps and using the right product, basically. And what product is that? That's right, Simple Green.